Hi guys, it's Corey. Welcome to the first episode of Outlandish Exploration, where we dive into the deepest depths of human imagination in order to find a meaningful explanation to the oddities of our everyday life. Today, we will merge myth and science as we attempt to prove the legend of Bigfoot. First and foremost, you may have heard of Bigfoot, also known as Sasquatch, the hairy ape men and women who inhabit our forests. But, if you have not, the Bigfoot is said to be an immense creature who can be as tall as 10 feet, have a foot length of over 18 inches, and be classified as something between an ape and man. These creatures, if real, may be the second most intelligent species on Earth, and surprisingly, the historical evidence of these creatures is bountiful. The story of the Sasquatch begins in indigenous Native American culture with several accounts such as Newfoundland, 11th century AD. Leif Erikson, famous Icelandic Viking known for being the first European to set foot in North America, reported seeing a race of ape men he called the Matlog in Vinland, or what is now Newfoundland, Canada. Matlogs were about 9 to 12 spans in height, 7 to 9 feet tall, and were covered in burnt black hair. They stole food from their carts and would throw rocks and slam sticks on trees extremely loudly. He also noted that the native peoples were utterly terrified of the Matlog. British Columbia, 13th century AD. The Tsimshian ape mask are a series of masks found in northern British Columbia in 1914 that date back to the 1200s. The masks depict the Bukwus, translated as wild men in the woods, and the masks possess very distinctly ape-like features, despite being made before the North American peoples knew anything about apes or any other primate species. Nevada, 17th century AD. The folklore of the Kooktikuta talk of a race of red-haired, hairy giants living in the woods, called the Sitaka. They were generally quite docile as long as you left them alone and lived on the left side of Humboldt Lake. But, sometimes at night, the Sitaka were said to have kidnapped and ate tribe women. In 1854, guano miners were in Lovelock Cave, where Dakota folklore claimed they burned several of these creatures alive. The miners found the skeleton of an 8-foot-tall man with long arms and a big jaw under a burnt material, although they left him alone, fearing the Kooktikuta people would curse them for trespassing. Due to this, they only collected a jaw and a skull. The jaw and skull are now in Humboldt County Museum in Nevada. The reason why they haven't been examined is because of the First Nations people in Nevada consider it a sacred object. In 1840, Elkanah Walker documented creatures who possess primate-like features in the Washington Territory. The native account of the creatures are as follows. Bear with me if I trouble you with a little of their superstitions. They believe in a race of giants, which inhabit a certain mountain off to the west of us. This mountain is covered with perpetual snow. They, the creatures, inhabit the snow peaks. They hunt and do all their work at night. They are men stealers. They come to the people's lodges at night, when the people are asleep, and take them and put them under their skins and to their place of abode without even waking. Their track is 1.5 feet long. They steal salmon from Indian nets and eat them as raw as the bears do. If the people are awake, they always know when they are coming very near by their strong smell that is most intolerable. It is not uncommon for them to come in the night and give 3 whistles, and then the stones will begin to hit their houses. Elkanah Walker, 1840. If you closely interpret the behavior exhibited by the creatures in the diary, you find they bear an almost exact resemblance to modern-day primates. The Native Americans of the Pacific Northwest perfectly describe an ape-like creature in their descriptions of an animal that is smelly, walks on two legs, extremely hairy, and attacks humans. This cannot be so because apes live half the world away, unless there's something else lurking in our woods. Closer than I thought. You see this? That right there is a 100% Squatch footprint. Let's press on. Find the Squatch. Wait, do you hear that? This entire way. My leg's broken, I can't go any further. If Bigfoot is real, it is not only a rare hominid creature, but it is also immensely more intelligent than all other known wildlife on Earth. The Sasquatch may always lurk in the shadows of human knowledge, or someday it may be revealed. We never know. But for the time being, you decide what or what not to believe.